So it's looking like it's going to be a double upload type of day for me, because later on today, the day I'm recording this, Thursday the 25th, there is an SDS feature premiere going live talking about the ball player and how Road to the Show and Diamond Dynasty you have your connected player. We're going to learn all about that, so I'll have a video on that. But earlier today, this morning, we got a bunch of new things about MLB The Show 21, answering some questions that I thought were pretty important. I want to give a big shout out to @MLB Explained on Twitter. He sent me a link to all of these articles, and in this Twitter thread he listed 5 articles where Ramon went to one of these media outlets and talked about the game. We've got articles from IGN, GameSpot, Game Informer, Polygon, and Push Square. And the most exciting thing about it is that on the IGN interview there was actually Xbox Series X gameplay for MLB The Show 21. So I'm going to show you the gameplay in this video, and I am going to talk over it. I'm going to read some important pieces from some of these articles, but I'm not going to put any text on the screen because I don't want to block the gameplay, so just follow along. All the articles will be linked down in the description as well if you want to just check them out and read them for yourself. But let's take a look at MLB The Show 21 on the Xbox Series X. So like I said, as this gameplay is on the screen, I'm going to go ahead and read some of the pieces from some of these articles. So I'm going to start it off with the Push Square article. It's a Q&A with Ramon, and this question says, one of the best things about MLB The Show 20 and previous versions is the way everything feeds into Diamond Dynasty to an extent. One of the things you've talked about with the new game is how is your Road to the Show player transferred across Diamond Dynasty as well? Can you talk about how you balance that? And Ramon responds with, you no longer have a Diamond Dynasty player and a Road to the Show player. You now have a centralized ball player. There's a very important distinction. Your centralized ball player is who you take through all of the modes. That's Road to the Show and Diamond Dynasty. You can use him in programs and moments. However, the Diamond Dynasty and Road to the Show experience are still very separate. They're just sharing the same player now. As I said earlier, we are going to get a full detailed look at the ball player stuff in today's feature premiere, which once again, I will also have a video on, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. The next thing is going to be very exciting. This is a bit of a lengthy one, but this one is talking about Stadium Creator. The question they ask, okay, that's cool. So obviously, one of the big new additions this year is Stadium Creator, something that a lot of people have been asking for. In one of the recent trailers, there's a clip where you see some alien spacecrafts in the skyline. How creative can we expect to get? And Ramon's lengthy response starts off with, exactly, there's a mothership in the trailer. You can get fairly creative. Jonathan Ramsey, who's the lead graphics programmer for Stadium Creator, this is all he's been working on for over 2 years. Literally, he's been sitting in his office trying to figure out how to deliver this feature in a way that's going to make our community very happy. We've been thinking about it for 7 years and working on it for about 5 between Ramsey and principal designer Michael Compton. They've created one of the most powerful designers in any video game I've ever seen. You can basically create whatever you want, and the editor is very smart. Let's say stands, for example, because that was always going to be a head scratcher. Like, how do we get the stands right if we let people change outfield walls? So what's really intelligent about the editor is that it knows if you're moving stands, and it'll try to put them together. And that's really great, because if you're trying to put in another stand, the game will say, okay, I see what you're doing, and it'll just snap it in. So we spent a lot of time trying to make the editor as intuitive as possible. But you can go as crazy as you want, and so we've attacked that in 2 ways. First, there are 30 different created stadiums that we designed that will be in the game, and you can edit and share to your heart's content. Second, if you want to start from scratch and there's nothing but grass and you want to build everything, you can do that as well. So I know that was a lot to take in right there. I know there was a lot we just read, but there's some interesting things to take away from that. I like how he's talking about the Stadium Creator is intelligent. It kind of understands what you're going for with the stands and the walls. And according to Ramon, he has said that this is one of the most powerful designers in any video game he's ever seen, and they've been working on it for 5 years. But a lot of us have had questions about Stadium Creator and online play, because they did say you can take your stadium into Diamond Dynasty, and a lot of us have been worried that, you know, it might mess with the competitive integrity, it might be kind of exploitable, but luckily, we got some clarification. So the question they ask is, so what's to stop someone from building a giant wall and stopping anyone from ever getting a home run? Is that something you can do? Ramon responds with, it's something you can do, but you won't be able to use it online. The way that we attacked competitive balance so that created stadiums can be used online without griefing is we have over 150 outfield wall presets. If you use one of those presets and don't change anything, your stadium can be used online. If you change anything on the outfield wall, it's now invalid. And there's a little indicator with a bat in the top right corner of the screen, and once you touch that wall, it turns red and you can't use it online. But everything else you can change. You can pick the grass patterns, you can put 50 UFOs in the background, you can choose your batter's eye, you can mess with all that stuff. But the dimensions of the field is how we are doing the competitive balancing. And I gotta say, this is music to my ears. I have been very vocal in the fact that Stadium Creator is something I'm obviously very excited for, but there has to be some restrictions and some limitations when you're taking it into online play. Think about how you feel when you load into the game and your opponent picked Forbes Field or Polo Grounds and you're just like, I really gotta play here right now. Imagine seeing that every single game with these crazy outfield walls. And one thing that's nice is he said we have over 150 outfield wall presets. So even though you wouldn't be able to change the dimensions to your specific liking, over 150 outfield wall presets just means that there still should be a ton of variety. This one paragraph, this one answer from Ramon gets me so much more excited about online play next year. This is exactly what I was looking for. So next up, we're gonna jump over to the GameSpot article and we're gonna focus on one thing he talked about with Road to the Show. So the question they had is, you're going to have media bites spliced into Road to the Show. Is this dipping your toes in the waters in some kind of single player campaign? And Ramon responds with this: media bites are a ball player Road to the Show exclusive feature. It basically came from the feedback that we received last year about, I'm playing Road to the Show and I'm crushing the ball or I'm throwing no hitters, and it doesn't seem like the league or anybody notices. So the Road to the Show team, we got a ton of talent from all around sports and the MLB network, and on the next gen consoles, you'll get video media bites every few games, where the talent is talking about you and your progress in your journey as a two-way player in Road to the Show. If you're on current gen platforms, those media bites act as a podcast, just without the video. So it's a feature that we're super excited about. So this is something totally new, media bites. Just from reading it, it actually sounds like a pretty cool thing because it gives a little bit more immersion into your Road to the Show experience. You're gonna have MLB network hosts talking about you and the things that you've accomplished, or some of the big news going on around the league and some things involving you. Like, that sounds really cool, and hopefully will make the Road to the Show experience a little bit more deep. So unfortunately, we didn't really get any Diamond Dynasty info yet. That's something they're kind of keeping pretty close to the chest right now. They must have some cool stuff up their sleeve, otherwise they wouldn't be so secretive about it. But before too long, we'll start getting that Diamond Dynasty stuff. But down in the comments, let me know a couple things. What do you think about the Xbox Series X gameplay that you guys just saw on this video? And what do you think about the created stadium limitations that we're getting in online play? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Remember, double upload coming today. We got the feature premiere. I'll have a recap of that on the channel a little bit later, so make sure to subscribe so you're not missing that. But I appreciate you guys watching. Drop a thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Catch you in the next one.